Hello. I can't find the intro to the show because I'm not on my laptop. So if you just bear with me, it's going as well as always. Actually, we just bring people in. It's Commie Mark. Hello, Mark.
Shit. Hello. He's still going to carry on looking for the intro. Do you need me to stall fire for a moment?
Yeah, if you just stall for a little bit while I look through. It's what happens when you have somebody else. Who else we got?
You can rearrange the order of the overlays. Do people know that? That's the thing that you can do. You can drag them, like, and move them around in order, because that's really useful. Oh, and they've got a new picture-in-picture feature. Like, have you seen that? You can be a little box inside the picture in the bottom left, like you're on OBS or some shit. Just keep talking, just keep saying things while Jan's looking vacantly at the screen, trying to find.
There's so many intros.
The picture should be Chubb as a baby, like that's the first frame of the intro.
Howdy, mate.
Bro, that's the season 1 intro. I haven't seen that for time.
I don't know. I can't find it. I think she's hidden it from me. What else we've got is Chubb. Hello, Chubb.
Hey.
There he is.
You look up to yourself. It's like shit. What the fuck? Hi guys, how you doing? All good? Have a great week.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
Didn't die. I woke up this morning, not dead. Pretty good.
I know.
We're going to bring in Wooly. Hello, Wooly.
Hello. What a smooth show so far.
Yeah,
Loving it.
I know.
All right.
Every time I do this show, I can never find anything for the show. The other thing I can never find is a peephole. Hello, Peephole Circus.
Hello. I thought you had like an overlay. That was some comedy bit you had at the start, but it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. The only thing I can't find. So I'm looking for the. Why am I still looking for the intro when we're doing a show about the great Don Chin? And here he is in the background. It's Don Chin.
Oh, hi. I was just reading Not Daredevil.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's a book that you can buy if you like. If you like it, Don, have you read it?
I did read it. You were quite amusing, my friend. I enjoyed it.
That's good. Thank you.
I really liked the ad, which surprised me. The chin beard ad.
Chin beard.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of fake adverts in there, and that particular page, Nefarious, I can't think what his name is, Aaron, Global Studios, or whatever his name is, that dude.
Yes.
That's his responsibility, that's because of him. So everyone who's got a parody ad, like in the book, like you owe him like a beer or something.
Okay.
Sorted all of them out.
That was great. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Talking about
see
if I can find the ident for once, the one I just used. There's millions on here.
Are we still doing this?
It's time for the news. We will start with. Are we live? Yes, unfortunately, we are. Start with Don's book, Berserker. I'm just going to bring it into the thing. You've done pretty well on this one, haven't you? Don?
I did okay. Yeah, we did better than the first campaign, and the book was $10 cheaper than the first campaign. So It just fulfilled last week. I shipped out almost 200 orders, and now we're in demand. So you don't have to wait months to get a book. It's shipping next day.
Don, there's a website Michael Bancroft has just launched called CG Now, and
Yes.
are you signed up to that?
Chubb, I did. Beard Zerker just made it on the page this afternoon.
Cool.
According to Michael. So anybody that has a book that's already available, you just go to his cgnow.net. It's a very simple process. You just upload your cover image and your URL, and he should get it up fairly soon.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's a good idea, isn't it? Because one of the things that people complain about is the waiting times for books.
Yeah.
And if there's a service that specifically like addresses that problem in that you don't have to wait for these books because we've already got them made, then that's a good idea. I endorse that idea.
Yeah, are you gonna get your books on there like Charlie and Mark and Chubb?
Yeah.
I see absolutely no reason not to. Like every place that it is, every place on the internet that you have a link that points back to your campaign is good for search engines, and it's put it everywhere. Spread your seed like far and wide. That's what my grandfather always told me.
That's what he told his 17 grandchildren. Interestingly, Don, I've actually got a copy of your book, but it's in the car, and the car is a 15-minute walk there and back. And I wouldn't have, when I realised it was too late for me to make the walk there and make the walk back. But you actually used your your own. Is it your own tape on that, printed tape, or is the
we bought some from Sticker Mule. I don't know if you guys use them overseas, but they're a company that specializes in mainly stickers, but now they're expanding into T-shirts. In fact, I have one of the T-shirts that they made, and also they do packaging tape. So if you get something from Ethan Van Sciver, like this, I just got my Cyberfrog PVC, and so Ethan has like his all caps.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So we have Beard Zerker tape that comes on a big roll, but you have to wet it. It's not like self-adhesive. It's a glue back. So you have to use a sponge, and you pre-cut the tape and you put it on the box.
There's a machine that you can get as well in it, like that you press a button and it'll like wet the bottom of it, spit it out. But I don't know how much one of those is to have in your shed to fulfill.
I know that if I press my cat on his back, sometimes his tongue comes out like a little button.
Or you can just have one of your children drink a lot of water and run it across their tongue.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of some invention, and I went, wouldn't it be great if they made tape which was self-adhesive? And I was like, they have. It's called tape.
Yeah. Yan tape.
So, Yan, when did you get your book?
I didn't have time to get to the car and back, but tomorrow when I get to the car, I'll tweet it out that it's come, and it's come safe, sound, no damage to the box at all.
Oh,
so
good.
I haven't even. It came this morning, so I just picked it up, put it in the car on the way to work.
I think you might be one of the last people. We sent some to Australia, to the UK, where else? Netherlands, but I'm glad it made it there to you.
Yeah.
I love, when you're doing the fulfillment and you get to go, you're like, oh, someone from Holland. Oh, someone from Finland. Oh, wow. Yeah. This one's going all the way to Israel.
It's exciting.
None to France, ever.
None to France.
Anybody ever shipped anything to France?
That's a good question. I don't think I have.
Copy.
No, it doesn't happen. One copy.
One copy. I didn't ask for it, but I've sent it to them anyway.
Yes, yeah, me too. There was also a submission to a French publisher that got completely ignored because it wasn't in French.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. If is there any? Does anybody get any from Italy? Because Italy's got a massive comics industry.
I do. Yeah. No. Also, France and Italy, the big European powerhouses for comics.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Yeah, not too many.
Right. Well, I'm going to agree.
I was going to say not too many to
Sorry, Don.
Italy or Japan. None from Antarctica yet.
No. Postage is too much for a minute. Come on, then, Jan. Steer the ship, bro.
Antarctica.
Oh,
That's
is he frozen?
disappointing.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yes,
frozen.
yep, it's Antarctica for you.
I was going to go to the chat. I was going to
Edge
go
of
to
the
the
world.
Hi, Michael.
chat. Well, we won't go through the same joke again. But Michael says we're late.
Hi, Billy.
Billy says bomb.
If it was.
Billy's hi. Ilanda Schnelly. Hello,
Ilda.
darlings. Hello. Ilda.
This is the sort of incompetence I expect from the BBC.
Yes. Which is exactly correct.
I get to pay for the BBC. This is free.
For now.
And to break the third wall, we have somebody called Don Chin, who's now covering up Don Chin on the show with another face.
Hey, you can see my
behind.
hands. You can see my hands underneath.
This is
You
like
look so real.
My face
this
is
like
frozen.
Inception. But I'm just going to quickly scroll down, see who else we have. We've got 24 Eyes.
Oh, cool. Hi, 24 Eyes. I was just on his show last night.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Hello.
Cool guy.
Yeah.
We got Aaron. And then my good friend, Jabba. 5 people watching, 6 people on the panel. And
not the point,
as always,
Jabba.
complimentary as ever. Yeah, and you suck at this.
He's got a point,
Yes.
though, hasn't he?
He has got a very good point.
At least he. Go on, carry on.
No, you're going to say at least.
I was going to say, Jabba saying, Jan, you suck at this means that you're getting better than what he said last time. So,
What did he say last?
What did he say last time to me?
I can't remember.
Didn't he call me an Austin Powers mother effer?
Yeah.
An Austin Powers looking mother effer, I think the word
Yeah,
was.
kill yourself or something. I don't know.
Jan's
Something
Michael
disparaging
Caine.
about Michael Caine, I believe.
Oh yeah,
No,
that's
it's
true.
that Michael
Yeah.
Caine plays Austin Powers' dad, doesn't he? And that's who
Yeah.
Jan is.
So I get all the compliments, but going away from Don Chin's Berserker for a second, this is the Don Chin show. We're just going to quickly breeze through the news, and then we'll get started. Next one I've got up is Carl. Your book is still live as well, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, for 6 more days.
6 more days.
Monica's been doing these really inventive updates with things she finds around the house. Have you seen them?
Yeah, that's
I've
great.
seen them. Very creative.
My stuff keeps disappearing, and I see that on the internet, and I'm like, it's like a gerbil nest. You scratch it open, and you find, I've been looking for that. It's on the internet. Anyway, so yeah, and we're gaining traction. We are now at 209 backers, £11,409. The support's been amazing, and we're very, very grateful. It's great.
Sweet.
I was worried nobody will want the second one. With that fair, but yeah, prove my lids have been wrong.
Every person I know that has read Merry Boys has said that it's one of the greatest books in all of CG. And that's what I think too. That yeah, back it is what I'm saying.
I'll be happy when Gail Simone calls it a good book. That's still like my goal somehow.
I
Is she
saw.
still on that train?
I have a question, Chubb.
Like Snowpiercer by now, isn't it?
Hmm?
What was that, Don?
You had a question, Don?
I had a question. I have the print that you did for Commie Mark's.
That's Tony
And-
Sizzle. Tony Sizzle did that one.
Oh, I thought it was your work.
No, it's just
No.
the Mary Boys getting
Okay.
their asses kicked by not Daredevil.
Yeah, I really wanted, like, you know how it's in black and white, like the world, and then he's there in color. Like, I really like that. It was one of the things that I wanted to do was like not Daredevil kills the CGUK universe or whatever, but it was too hard, like to
Get all the rights.
get it all together. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like a concept image, like of look, let's make this like but whatever. In
I
the
gotcha.
future, that'll be a thing one day.
Well, that answered my question because I was wondering what sizzle meant. Now I understand.
Yeah.
Jabba seems to have come up with his own new book. He's going to call it Broke Quack Mountain. I don't know if he's trying to take your puns away from you there, Don. It's going to be about cowboy ducks.
Well, gay cowboy ducks, right?
Broke Crack Fun Town. That's a book.
Sounds all right.
I'm assuming so. Can you move people up, by the way? I'm sure, Mark, you'd be able to answer this.
Yeah, you can. Just
shuffle the
hover
panels?
over them and click them and drag them up. Not at the bottom on the screen, and
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to...
put people on the bottom.
Wait,
Yeah.
I presumed you were going to put me at the top, but what's going on?
It's like how people's always last in the human centipede.
It's the best place. You don't even have to chew.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And on that bombshell, we'll go to... I'll stop sharing Berry Boys. Talking about human centipede, we've got not Daredevil. That was the worst link ever. I apologize. I don't really know where I was going with that. Done there, Mark.
Yeah, it's there, and it's almost finished fulfilling. Some people bought some more, some a little bit further away from being fully fulfilled than I was a couple of days ago, which is annoying. And if you really don't like me, go and buy one to give me more work to do. And it's really funny. Like, I can guarantee that you won't get to the end of the book without laughing at least once.
Is that a money back guarantee?
Yeah, the show's got a money back guarantee.
I was going to ask you a question, Mark. In your research, what constitutes public domain? Because there's so many vintage books out there that could go through this type of parody process, and I'm just wondering, is there a certain age that it becomes public domain?
Depends on where. In the UK and Europe, it's 70 years after that, and it doesn't. In America, the laws are slightly different. I think it's 95 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's stuff that we could publish here in the UK that's public domain that you couldn't do in America.
Like Popeye.
But basically, there's just variables in it. Like everyone's different. Like the Daredevil character. Like when Lev Gleason publications went like under or whatever, they didn't like secure the rights or whatever. So in that case, everything like that they had.
So you never got a letter from Marvel?
No,
saying
I wish.
cease
I was
and desist?
hoping. I was desperately hoping, and then I'd do like a cease and desist variant cover on it, like, but no, nothing.
It's a bit weird. I mean, it depends on remember when Dave Sim put Wolverine on his cover for like 3 consecutive issues? Yeah, all he got from Marvel was a slap on the wrist. They let him publish it and everything. Jim Shooter gave him a license. I think it just depends on when you catch them. You know, and all the parodies that he's done that haven't really been parodies, they've just been out and out copies from elsewhere and stuck it into his comic. You know, there's a lot of examples of that.
It's easier to get away with it with parody than it is if you're doing straight out satire, though.
Yeah,
Which is odd because satire is kind of harder to, kind of
the thing is, you don't want the argument because as soon as they line up those lawyers, you know that you're going to get a lot of work. You're going to spend a lot of time fighting. You don't want that, even if you're right.
True.
But yeah, it's great. Go and buy one. What's next, Jan?
Next up, that wasn't me coughing for dramatic effect there.
While
Next up,
you're looking, Jabber in the chat says, your mom is so old, she just became public domain.
Jabber's mum has always been public domain.
Oh,
Hold on. Give me 20 minutes to get the right. Talk amongst yourselves while I find the right thing for that. But this is Woody's book.
Willie.
Yeah, it's in demand. It's awfully good. It's the first campaign for Phil. That was the first 2 issues. This is the second and last campaign for Ailsa Dark. It gives you the complete story over 3 issues. The third one, which was 52 pages, has now been extended to 64, so that's why it's taken a bit longer for me to get it done. They're large format, A4, and it's a full saga of Ailsa Dark and the werewolves and the vampots. And it's a horror adventure comic with a kind of like a sprinkling of Bronze Age goodness.
Nice.
That's it. It's
Nice.
awfully good. It's also got some good freebies that you'll get because the stretch goals were all met. So you'll get statistical zeros, terrific retro print. You'll get the Tatty Bogleman Wants You print, and you'll also get like a Bampot trading card. If you back it on the digital tier, you get digital versions of all the goals as well. So you get nice high-res versions that you can print out and sell at convention and pretend they're yours. There you go. What more could you want?
I'll do that when we are doing a convention together.
And very late for people's joke.
You're not supposed to dox people.
It's like I'm on a delay to the rest of the show, even though I'm hosting it.
Yeah.
Different time zone.
Hey, Wooly, are you what country are you from?
I'm from Scotland, God's own
Scotland.
country. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I
Northern
noticed
England.
I've been watching a show on BritBox with my wife, and your accent sounds very similar to a show we're watching called Shetland. Are you familiar with that show?
Oh yeah, that's a detective show set in up in the north of Scotland and the islands and Shetland. Yeah,
That's great. That's so cool.
Yeah, it is cool. That's why I'm wearing my fleece. It's bloody freezing up here right now. So I'm wearing my fleece and I'm drinking my whiskey. There you go. No
Nice.
cliches on this show.
Well, he's the man who kills him.
That's it. I put my mask off like Scooby-Doo. It was me that did it. It was me, governor, all along.
Yeah, he's not. That's actually an act that's been put on that accent. He's not really. He's actually
Welsh.
Sounds like Patrick Stewart
Yeah, he's
off the show, doesn't he?
But we can't have 2 Welshmen on the show. So what can you do?
No.
Like Clint did that thing with Michael Bancroft, that it was like a recorded thing, and after the show ends, Michael Bancroft does his American accent. Say, yeah, you should try this, doing his American accent. Everybody watches your show. It's really funny. Check it out.
Right. So the news is finished. I'm actually into my
Oh,
stride
hang
on this now.
Wow. I mean,
I'm not.
good work,
I'm
Jan.
ashamed.
Oh, warmed up.
I believe in you, bro.
Thank you. I did come in at short notice to host this show, so not all heroes wear capes, and I'm not a hero. So, right.
You can also get Charlie's London's Charlie Chaplin
Don't do that to me.
campaign. It's in demand, and that's
How
worth
about
checking
that?
out as well.
You heard of that one, Jan?
Don't start with it. I'm
I
very
did a
strict.
one shot for it, and it's awfully good. You can do that as an add-on. It's a fantastic campaign.
I did the cover. Yeah, it's
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Give me a second.
we heard
best
of
cover
it.
in CG.
Gonna come back with a big red mark across his face.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Hamster up his bum.
Do you gentlemen in the UK, do you live close to one another? Have you ever met in
Next.
person or?
Two streets away.
I've met Charlie and Jan. They came down to Bristol. I'm in the southwest. Peep is actually not that far away from me.
No,
But we haven't been able to meet because of COVID.
I'm just behind that pink thing behind you, Chuck.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a few miles that way. Sitting in this house.
I'm in Scotland. We've built a big brick wall and we shoot anybody that comes near us.
Yeah, we all live like in different parts of the country, but the country could fit in Idaho. Like, so is that near to each other or not? Like in your scale? To us, no. We live really far away from each other.
Yeah.
Mm.
Will there ever be a convention that you can all go to and congregate?
That's on the to-do list.
Yeah.
There is actually an upcoming convention in Bristol that I want to do. Maybe we can organize something. That would be fun. Bristol's quite big for comics.
Well, to give you an example, Don, where I live, it's easier for me to jump in the car and go to France and drive to Belgium than the amount of time that takes is less than it would for me to meet anybody else here.
And if anybody would like to subscribe to my channel and watch last week's show, you can actually see him do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We went on the Eurotunnel where you actually drive inside the train. Do you have them in? You don't need them in America.
Trains.
You drive inside the train and then the train goes under the channel and then it comes out the other end and you literally just drive off the train onto the motorway.
Yeah. Like it's the same as, you know what, that thing that Elon Musk's pretending to invent where you drive your car under the ground on a train. Like we built that under the ocean like 3 decades ago or something, maybe longer.
Yeah.
We did, just us.
Yeah.
It was actually a South African who did the first tube tunnel. Well, without hundreds of people dying in the process. Just saying. Anyway.
Like Elon Musk, way to bring it back around.
Yeah. It's the circle of life.
Yeah.
Not my monkeys, not my circus says hi, chaps.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, monkeys.
I see Aria too.
Oh, is Aria in there as well?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's close too. He's just a mile or two away from Peep.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can probably shout out the window. I'll give him a shout out the window in a minute.
Yeah.
Yodel to him.
Aria.
Same village.
Really?
That's Austria, not Wales. Same place, but
Same thing.
So is it Friday night where you're at right now?
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday in Wales. It's Friday everywhere else.
It's like the year 1940 in Wales, and it's
the
it's
future.
Friday here.
yes, it is Friday night here. It's 9:30. So
9:35 in Scotland.
9:35. I was shall we have a look at your box, Woody?
If you want, yeah.
Escalated quickly. Yeah.
Not my monkeys, not my circus says Peeps got the worst mic on YouTube. Are you in that padded room again, or?
Yeah. They won't let me out.
Is there a? You're now going to tell me there's an ident for this somewhere, and I'm going to spend 25 minutes finding it, and it's all a joke.
Just bring me in. I've put it down there.
What?
I put something in to be brought into the
What, on Twitter?
no in the back room down below you.
Yeah. I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Share screen, bro.
Yes. It's me.
Jan, this is all like a bit. Jan's like a cringe comedy master, and Jan.
Yeah, I tried to be. I tried to be the David Brent of.
It's working. Right. Yeah. That was the indent. This is a part of the show, Don, where we do Willie's long box, and I do top fives or whatever. I was going to do top 5 chins, but that would have been mostly Judge Dredd, Desperate Dan, and yourself. So I decided I would kind of themed with the kind of work that you do. I decided to do top 5 parody comics.
Very nice.
Now, whether it is the top 5 or not, or it was the first 5 I found when I googled, you all decide. But no, that's not the way I roll. Not the way I roll at all. In at number 1, well, actually, first of all, an honourable mention. I was going to put this in here, but I just thought I'd give it an honourable mention because I mentioned it before, and it's Martial Law by Pat Mills
nice.
and Kevin O'Neill, and it's a parody comic made by, well, definitely in Pat Mills' case, somebody who hates superheroes. I mean, actually just hates them, detests superheroes.
It does.
So it's kind of like it's a parody of Judge Dredd, and it's also a complete piss take of superheroes. And he shows them all to be obnoxious, perverted, horrible, fascist, communist, whatever. And they all end up at the end of Martial Law's hammer or gun. And it's both very funny, very violent, and highly entertaining. So yeah, I've mentioned it before, so that's why I've not put it in my top 5, but it's definitely an honourable mention.
I know it's older than The Boys.
It's older than The
Yeah,
Boys,
yeah.
and as you can see by that image there, The Boys owes a lot to this comic and the work that Pat Mills
I was going
did.
to say.
Yeah,
Was he in 2000 AD first, and then now it's DC, or?
He was the editor of 2000 AD, and he wrote most of a lot of the early 2000 AD materials. He's like kind of the father of 2000 AD.
Yeah, he kind of guided it. But that Martial Law was actually in a comic that he did called Toxic, which was like a more adult version of 2000 AD. And that's where it started, and then it's gone through lots of different companies.
I remember Kevin O'Neill in the 80s and 90s. Is he still doing comics?
Yeah, because he still does the odd League of Gentlemen, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with Alan Moore, because when something like that comes out, so he's still doing stuff. Yeah, but that's my honourable mention, and of course from this to the ridiculous. In at number 1, I had to kind of put what I consider one of the first really successful kind of parody characters, starting in animation and in comics, and it's Mighty Mouse. It's going through lots of different publishers. You see him there in the old Gold Key comic, but created for animation as a kind of an answer to the Fleischer Superman cartoons. Essentially, was just the whole idea of creating a character that was a rodent. This is going to become a theme. A rodent who was also who was also like Superman. Interestingly enough, the idea from one of the animators was to take an insect and make that into a character like Superman, and it was the studio head Paul Terry of Terry Toons who decided that what we made it a mouse, so kind of like Mickey Mouse, of course, it's a bit more appealing. Otherwise, God knows, we might have got a cricket or a spider or something else.
Something with teeth like this, is not going to sell as many teddy bears.
No, not quite as cuddly. No, not quite as cuddly. So yeah, Mighty Mouse. I don't know. I mean, I watched Mighty Mouse as a kid on TV, and it had lots of different kind of variations. Ralph Bakshi did a pretty good version of Mighty Mouse in animation.
Wow,
I think it was the 90s. But
I was going to say, Wally, I wasn't aware that Dynamite Comics has done some Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that either. I was just looking for
Mm.
some covers because I know Marvel had them for a bit, and they very much did parodies of like, comic books. One of their covers had the cover of Crisis and Infinite Earth with Superman holding, Supergirl, that kind of thing. But yeah, I didn't realize Dynamite had them myself either until I was like looking at some research for this.
Is
Dynamite
Mighty
seemed to have an
Mouse-
awful lot of IP, has to be said.
We do.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys, but Dynamite is the owner of the Hamsters now.
Yeah.
So
Really?
that would be interesting to see. I mean, it would take probably some legal work, but having a crossover with Mighty Mouse might not be such a hard thing. But unfortunately, I talked to Dynamite recently, and because of CG, they don't foresee myself doing anything with the title.
Really?
Well, that's a shame.
They had a falling out with Ethan Van Sciver last year, and I think it just kind of caused this rift. And so, as far as I know, that's kind of been on the shelf. Not to say that they couldn't do something with the Hamsters, which they could, but as far as my involvement, I don't see that happening until things can be patched up.
Yeah, but that's an issue they've got with him, not an issue
Yeah,
they've
but
got
that's
with
that you
you.
get dragged into that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Well, they know the reason what happened was that Kenneth Rocafort, who you probably guys know from the Groken comic book, he's a very, very good artist, and he's worked for both Marvel and DC. He DM'd me and he said I would love to do a cover for the Hamsters, and I thought, well, maybe I should try to open communication with Dynamite, because after the Cyberfrog Hamsters book got shelved last year, I really hadn't been contacted by Dynamite, and I sent them an email and said, do you guys want to do some Hamsters projects with me in 2022? And he wrote me back and said, I don't think we can do anything with you or anybody that's CG related, in a nice way. But to me, that hurt, because the Hamsters are like kind of my babies, and I just don't think I don't want them to just die on the vine. But at the same time, I wish things could be patched up, because we have this beautiful one-shot book with the Hamsters and Cyberfrog that I already wrote, and it's about 20% drawn. But when this whole split happened last year, because Nick was in Ethan's streams, the mainstream people got wind of that, and they did not like him participating with Ethan, and so that just caused everything to kind of fall apart. Hey Pops. So anyways, I don't mean to get into politics here, but I always thought the Hamsters crossing over with some Dynamite characters, whether it be I think I proposed actually an Army of Darkness, the character Ash, the guy with the chainsaw hand. I thought he would be really fun. But Mighty Mouse is like that's like a shoe-in. I mean, I would love to see Hamsters Turtles crossover one of these days, but I'm surprised that Mighty Mouse is one of their IPs.
I'm surprised by that as well, actually.
I mean, whether it still is, I don't know, because I just said one of my students, I just got it off of Google. But yeah, I haven't seen anything from anyone else when I was looking, so I guess it probably is still there. But that's a pisser, because I mean, let's face it, you want to see the original creator working on the work that he created. So that's what people really want to see.
Yeah,
if they've shelved it, that's ridiculous.
Do you not have any kind of say at all, or was it in the original contract where they'd kind of? You don't have to. We'll move on if that's.
It's strictly if the Hamsters ever gets licensed or becomes a movie or TV show, then I get some monetary compensation. But as far as the intellectual property rights, I don't have. I've sold my control to to do new books or reprint the older books, and they came to me when I wasn't in comics. They came to me in around 2006 when I was in real estate, and I wasn't doing anything with the hamsters.
Did they pretend like they were coming in to buy a house and stuff off you? Like,
No, he just reached out to me and called me, and he said we want to revive the hamsters and we want to do a color series, and I was honored, and so over the course of time they've been making payments to me, and they made the final payment to me recently. So not to say that I wasn't well compensated, because I was, but I'm just sad that it's come to this state in the comic book business where you have such a division that you can't, it's like I'm considered toxic if I went over and wrote something. I don't like to have that label, as I'm sure any of you guys would feel the same way. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
what it's, to be honest, Don, you're one of the nicest people in comics.
thank you.
So, it's,
So are you guys.
It's not like you're. You made a book about what's the Berserkers?
Berserker.
It's a Rip Van Winkle heavy metal warrior. That sounds really kind of that's really upsetting people. I can't see it, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, that's.
Sorry,
Well,
buddy, we've cut into
No,
your time.
that was interesting to find it. I hope, yeah. And I shall move on and go to a fruit-based character for number 4.
I know who this is.
I don't know if you know this. Yeah, that clue there.
Flaming Carrot?
For everybody in the UK. No, this is very UK centric, and it is, in fact, I may have mentioned him before. It's the only Banana Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Banana Man, created for the comic book Nutty, and currently he's in the Beano or the Dandy over here. And I've got the first appearance of Banana Man on the left here, where it's kind of like Shazam, right? But it's a young guy called Eric, and he eats a banana, and he becomes Banana Man. So instead of saying Shazam, he eats a banana.
I love it.
And funnily enough, when he first appeared, he went into an animation, so a TV show, and they gave him like a typical kind of chappy with like a wee quiffy kind of hairdo. But the original one looks a lot more like Chub.
I was going to say, there's a very, very chubby.
Yeah, he's got the head, and he's dressed with that kind of like parka that he's got on, that wee duffel coat. It's almost like a monk. So yeah, that was the original kind of like Banana Man, is drawn by John Gearing. And he was created, and you see him on the right there. That's more like what he looks like these days, a bit more polished looking. But yeah, man was first introduced to him in Nutty.
Wooly, what's his powers?
Whatever the need for whatever they're writing, I think.
He basically has the powers of Superman, and he can fly.
Pretty much.
Super
strong and can fly, and the actual powers don't really mean much because it's just written as a gag strip. Pretty much. So one or two pages every issue.
I was just going to ask, did it ever? Someone says it's a cartoon. I was going to say, did it ever make it as a cartoon or licensing type of toy?
Real old though, ain't it? Like maybe in the 70s or something. They made the Banana Man cartoon.
Late 80s.
80s, yeah, late 80s.
It was actually, was it voiced by Eric Morecambe?
It was Graham Garden from the Goodies.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah,
it was actually voiced by quite a.
He did the narration. I'm not quite sure who did the actual voices, but I'm sure he did the narration. Graham Garden.
I see.
This is getting so UK centric right now.
Yeah, we'll move on.
But yeah, Banana Man.
YouTube, right? And look up Banana Man, and they'd probably be like an animated.
You'll find episodes on YouTube. It was going to be 5 minutes. It's aimed at like all ages, and it's just a typical fun British take on taking the Mickey, taking the piss out of kind of American superheroes.
It's better than Super Ted anyway. It's like
Oh,
a
Hey.
definitely. Yeah. It does have that spotty guy in it, though, with John Pertwee's voice. That was all right. In at number 3 is not a comic. It's an artist who is associated with a comic. So in at number 3, actually, he should really be number 1 if you're thinking it. If it's the first thing that comes to mind. But it's Mort Drucker.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
his Mad Magazine parodies.
Yes.
So Mad Magazine on its own, I mean, on a good day, an issue of Mad Magazine, when I was reading it as a kid in the 70s, you'd have Don Martin, you'd have Sergio Aragonis, you'd have Al Jaffe doing the back cover stuff, you'd have Mort Drucker doing his piss take of a movie or a TV show that was big at the time. And it was pretty much the best parody and even satire kind of comic for kids that was out there. It was Cracked as well, which on a good day was pretty good, but Mort Drucker was by and far the best at doing these caricatured retellings of TV shows and movies.
Yeah.
They did also have Jack Davis jump in every now and then. He did Aliens, I remember that. But nobody could really kind of do it quite like Mort Drucker did.
Drucker. Good
Yeah.
choice. That I cut my teeth on Mad, and actually Cracked was something that I got published in my early
Cool.
career, like back in '84. But John Severin did a lot of work for Cracked, and he was quite good at doing the movie parodies too.
Yeah, it's, strange enough, really good illustrators, both him and Drucker, for straight illustrators as well, and they brought that kind of quality of detail to their caricatures. So great stuff. And if you manage to get the hardbacks to have the early issues, you even get people like Wally Wood doing these kind of satires as well, from the first kind of year or so of Mad Magazine. But yeah, Mort Drucker, Mad Magazine parodies. Go onto the internet library. What's it called? You know, that place that has all the books, and you'll find them all there to read. Fantastic.
I love Wally Wood's
Right.
Super Duper Man and Batsman from the early Mad comics.
Really good. Really good. In fact, Super Duper Man was used by everybody, so it was pretty much that was your public domain parody name for Superman that everybody used. So
I do
number
love
2.
that drawing there. The Batman hairdresser drawing.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah, that was it's the simple things that work. Simple things that work. So we have at number 2. I said it was going to be kind of rodent-based, animal-based in some way, but I had to include them in here. They are a parody of something that was kind of a parody itself, and it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
And so I included the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, especially just the original kind of run, before it became the big sort of 1980s juggernaut that it was. It was actually a pretty decent parody of Daredevil and Ronin and the Frank Miller stuff at the time. And the Frank Miller stuff itself is kind of parodic of what he was being influenced by as well. Would you read it?
Mm.
So of course you actually have the Turtles living in the same world as Daredevil, because the goo is a radioactive canister that hits somebody in the face that's saving an old blind man on the street. And of course, anybody that knows comics knows that's Matt Murdock. So it's odd that Marvel never bothered coming at them for that. But I guess that's the thing. That's the beauty of parody. You can't really come at parody because it so obviously knows what it's doing, and everybody knows what it's doing, and they know that it's not what it's parodying. So the early kind of rough, really grungy, really kind of indie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff is really cool to revisit, and especially in light of reading the Frank Miller run, Daredevil, if you've never read it, and Ronin, another comic that's worth reading if you want to read the Turtles and get a wee bit more out of it. So kind of a parody of an artist who was almost parodying the stuff that he was being influenced by. In Frank Miller's case, he is parodying it now.
Samurai Jack is basically Ronin for kids, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Hugely influential was the stuff that Frank Miller was doing, which was, again, hugely influenced by Lone Wolf and Cub, Jean Giraud Mobius, and of all people, Mickey Spillane. But yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which brings us now to number one.
Mhm.
A parody of a parody, but not just a parody, a satire as well, and something that I thought transcended just being a parody. So trying not to be a fanboy all evening. And at number one is the adolescent radioactive black bell hamsters.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Which I do have that, but I don't know what box I've got it in, or I would have pulled it out and handed it to you to sign for me. But
I'm flattered. I'm flattered, Willie. You are a connoisseur. I appreciate all this education you're giving me on both what you enjoy, but also the British things that I'm semi-familiar with.
Cheers. Yeah, well, I've got a bit of a passion for 3D as well, so I bought anything that was in 3D back in the day. Because if you back my campaign, guys, there's also an add-on which is a 3D comic of the Taddy Bogo Man. So there you go, with glasses.
But Willie, yeah, you're not, I feel like you seem like you're around my age, so you must have been reading these.
21. Yeah, you're right. us youngsters.
So you were reading? Did you read TMNT when they first came out?
Yeah, I did. I may be a bit older than you, but yeah, I read the first issues. I didn't get them all. I got them sporadically. I missed a couple of issues when they came out, and it was very much a case of like I just got to my local comic shop, and what I did then was they did a trade-in, so you could take in comics that you'd read, and you would get new comics for trading in the old comics. So kind of throughout the 80s and into early 90s, that's what I did with all the comics that I bought as a kid in the 70s.
Okay.
So yeah, I was reading all this stuff when it came out.
Wally, ask now. The obvious question is: did you trade in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 for a much later issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No, I probably traded it in for like I don't know, a John Byrne Superman or something that's worth about 50p right now. But you know what? It's all about reading the comics. It's not about buying them for future investment. That's what I think. Yeah. Anyway, I managed to sell my signed Sandman one, okay, so that was fine. But yeah, anyway, to get back to this, adolescent radioactive black bell hamsters. I bought anything that came out by Eclipse kind of as well.
Oh, good.
I loved all the kind of indie stuff and all the kind of like the Ms. Tree and all that kind of stuff. And what kind of struck me about this, and still does today, is it's a parody of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the surface, but it's not really once you get into it. It's kind of like it's far more a satire on the time that it's been written by, because you can tell. I mean, you can tell as yourself. It seems that you were just influenced by everything that was around you, and like a sponge, you were kind of like making fun of it and having fun with it. Is that true?
Yes, that's a really astute observation. I was a lot of the things that influenced me were like the original Saturday Night Live TV show, Woody Allen, Airplane, Mel Brooks. So a lot of that type of humor and a lot of underground stuff. Willie, I mean, you seem like comics, and Parsonovich was very, he's the artist, was very influenced by Mobius. And so you can kind of see that Mobius influence in the hamsters, and they don't really even look anything really like hamsters, which I think is kind of funny. But and then Sam Keith came along around the 6th issue, and he took over, and they looked a little more like hamsters under his.
Is that a Sam Keith cover for the 3D one? I think.
Yeah, that is by Sam Keith.
Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it's better than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's why it's at number 1, guys. Okay?
Oh man,
there you go.
You're making me blush. Thank you.
So there you go. That's Willie's top 5 parody comics. Much better than my top 5 chins, I've got to say.
Willie, thank you. I would love to come on your show and just chat sometime, because you and I seem to have the same, the same likes and things.
Well, I shall organise a comic book gold show, especially for you. That'd be a great time. Yeah, enjoy that.
That would be great. I told my wife in in a text message that listening to Shetland has made it easier for me to understand your accent. So
Maybe we should start listening.
Yeah, what's that show about the Welsh detective again? Anyway, that now leads me to the part of Wally's Long Box where I've been drinking wine and I'm on the whiskey now. I've been drinking all night. A question which I was actually typing up at the start of the show before we started, and so I can't even remember what it is. So here we go. Tonight's question for us all to ruminate on. Chat, please help us with this. We need all the help we can get. What would you like to make a parody of?
Oh, that is a very good question. Shall we go to Mark first?
Yeah, let's go to Mark first.
Yeah,
Like struggling not to say something inappropriate like I am, aren't you, Mark?
Shall we throw Mark under the bus first? Yeah.
I've got like a sort of Judge Dredd parody, like in the back of my mind that I've wanted to make for ages, but I don't really want to like spill all the. Alright, so just imagine like Judge Dredd, yeah, but instead of Mega City 1, 1960s London, and instead of like all the Judge Dredds, the rest of them are just like 1960s bobbies in it. Like, I think that would be a fun thing to write. Yeah. Not Judge Dredd says, "Not my monkeys, not my circus."
I'm not
my monkeys, not my circus. Says Stencilatis Yam parody. I think that's me anyway. To be honest with you.
Demon Vizirac says Ghost Rider. Like, my brain instantly said Goat Rider. Like, as a thing.
That would be funny.
Australian Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, I've had this great idea to make a parody of Brokeback Mountain out of ducks. You know, like cowboy ducks. Do you think that's a good idea? Should I do that?
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, go with that.
Why did you come up with this, Mark?
Is it Brook Quack Mountain? Is that what it would be?
Quack Mountain, yeah.
Oh, yes, that's a great name. I'll make sure I credit you, Don Chin, for coming up with the name Brook Quack Mountain.
What you really want to do is find something really deadly serious, like Downton Abbey.
Oh, that's hilarious already. Come on.
So,
Sophie's Choice.
Sophie's Choice.
My left foot. Yeah.
I was going to say something really inappropriate there.
I thought the same thing, but I thought, no, I'm not going to say it.
More inappropriate than Sophie's
Diary. What about you, Don? What would you? Well, you must have something boiling. Don't give away any of your
don't
top
give
secrets.
Don't give it away.
I'm actually. There may be a Beardzerker too. I still need to talk with my partner and my wife about that. But I'm actually been asked to contribute to a couple of campaigns that haven't been announced yet. So I can't really say. But I am being asked to kind of do my take on a couple of existing CG related books. So you'll probably see more about that on my Twitter feed when I'm more able to announce that. Oh, but wow. I do kind of like Mark's idea of a character kind of laying waste to either mainly the Marvel and the DC universe as we see it today. Wooly would probably remember Boris the Bear back in the 80s, right, Wooly?
Yeah.
He annihilates all the Ninja Turtle wannabes, like including the hamsters. So to me, that whole playing field seems like a very fun. If you could find a character that would just take a satirical massacre of the current state of Marvel and DC, I think that would be very funny.
Yeah. Sorry, Mark, I spoke over you there. Sorry.
I was saying Don Chin is the man to do that job. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you said who should make this, I'd say Don Chin should make that.
Oh,
And then go to Dynamite and say that we could have had. That we could have had.
me and Mark
Yeah.
might need to work on a retro themed book again, but I can't get away with it if I try to publish it over here. I think I'd have to wait another 30 years, whereas Mark has like the advantage being where you guys are.
I think in that case, like if you was to use characters from the same universe that I am, you would be fine to do that. And there are characters that are old enough for you to use, but they're just not very good. Like the some of the pages in there, like the stuff by Charles Biro, is like you could put that in a comic book today, like and it would be acceptable. And then there's other pages by lesser known, less good artists or whatever that are less good. You know what I mean? So finding, it's not just finding the character. In my case, because we're upcycling the art or whatever, you have to find the character. You have to find the story that's drawn well enough. Like it needs to tick all these boxes in it. Had to read like hundreds of books, like just to put them two together.
What was
Did
that
you-
one? What was that one where they were gambling on torturing animals that you showed me? What book was that?
Oh, yeah.
That was his diary. That was his diary.
Yeah.
Plastic Man. Plastic Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got the Plastic Man is not an option. That's it might be old enough, but it's just too many pitfalls. Trademark protection, a lot of stuff. Just you're gonna have a big legal fight in your hands. It's still like a current character that's currently being used by a big publisher. So.
Well, there's always ways and means around these types of things, Don. If there's something in the UK you can use but you can't use in America, there's ways of setting things up if you wanted to make it and it comes from here, so to speak.
Do any of you have any good lawyers in your family?
I might know
I
one.
know one, yeah. I'm gonna think of one.
See, I would want to do something with Casino Royale because that's going to come into public domain soon in some places. But you could only do it and sell it in the places where it's come into public domain.
That's the thing. So
Yeah.
that's the problem. I mean, if you do something here and you sell it, you're still going to get a licensing bill at the end of the day.
Yeah, but you sell it from, say there was something that's only available in the UK. You sell it from the UK, and then you could ship it to somewhere else. Surely,
It's not an argument I'm willing to.
Yeah.
Just make up something new.
I don't know if you
Let's
could.
not-
Yeah, it's very complex.
It sounds like a lot of trouble. Yeah. For what
Yeah,
it's worth.
no. Let's not get bogged down with who's selling what to whom, where. Kobe Kev in the chat puts quite a edgy comment out there saying a parody of Operation U Tree, which Don, if you don't know, was a police.
As if you're gonna explain it to him.
Do you want to explain this, Mark, somehow?
It will be a mini comic. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
It's
We'll move on from that.
I don't know what Yew Tree is, but I do watch a lot of British crime, more modern crime shows like Line of Duty. I enjoy that quite a bit.
It was
No, it's nothing like that.
No.
Think Jeffrey Epstein, like it's more
Yeah.
like that. So, yeah, and should we move on to like
Swiftly
the next
moving
segment?
on. Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on away from that. So, Willie, Don, everybody.
Let me introduce my thing before you put it in the picture,
All right.
and then tell
Allow
me what
yourself to introduce yourself.
All right, so I was trying to think of what to do for Don Chin, and I followed the same sort of path as Willie, and I thought, so do you remember a couple of weeks ago we played Batman the Brave and the Bold, where we had to identify people by their bald heads.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that was great.
this week, Jan, you can put it in to the show now.
I've just noticed the chat's talking about Chubb's green bag that he's wearing.
Yeah, I'm not wearing any pants.
Okay. Nobody
Too
asked.
much info.
Okay for that. Thanks for that.
Chin peaks.
Hang on, can you only see the small one?
The small man.
Yeah,
No,
hang
I
on.
can see the small
Very
man.
small.
That's what she said.
All right, try that again. No.
Right. First, click the button. Oh,
We in
no.
full screen
Oh,
mode now.
God. Well, you want full screen?
No, I'm saying, am I in, like, is it just a tiny little fucking square, or does it fill up the
No,
whole
it's
Yeah,
you're big,
cool.
so
I
to speak.
can see it on my phone now. It's fine. So this game is called Chin Peaks.
Oh, no.
We're going to peek at some other famous chins and deduce who they belong to in it. Obviously, there's Don Chin, like the.
I got a little bit of a hunchback.
All right, so
Like the little guy.
This
Here's
was
the first
amazingly close to what
John
Woody was
Travolta.
gonna do.
well done.
Ooh.
That
Yeah,
is John
Travolta, yes.
yeah.
The eyes are so close together. I never realized that, but geez.
I didn't notice until this picture. I think John Travolta could have been Superman. Like, I think he could have pulled it off with that chin.
More like Super Duper Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
And sit on the
Right.
back seat. I know who that is. That's
I know who it is.
Hello Baldy.
No. Should I say it?
I'm gonna say
Probably.
Channing Tatum. I'm guessing.
Zuckerberg.
No, it's neither
Henry
of
Cavill.
those.
Ah,
That's correct. It
Oh,
is Henry
Cavill, yes.
Cavill.
All right.
close.
I literally was like, it could be Superman, just like a fraction of a second ago. This is
Oh,
too
that's
easy.
That's
Judy One. What's this? She's got
That's That's a Reese.
yeah, Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, more like Reese Bottle Up now.
Jeez. No.
Bottle opener.
Reese
Like it.
Shoehorn.
Oh, that's Ben
Affleck.
Affleck.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, well, this is easy. Oh, just going back to
Jay
that
Leno.
second, like
Bravo. Good
there's
work,
that
Don.
Batman mole in it. Like any investigative journalist worth their salt would have worked out that Bruce Wayne
The
was
mole.
done from
Superman
that
gave
mole.
that to him with his heat version. And every time he sees him, he just burns a little bit more, and eventually Bruce Wayne will have cancer.
He was very good in the Accountant. Have you guys seen the movie The Accountant? with
Yeah.
Ben Affleck. That
I
was a good
haven't seen
movie.
I do like the movie Gone Girl. I thought that was a real good movie with
Oh
him
no,
in.
I don't want that one.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah. So who's this? Chin, Don Chin. Do you recognize this Chin?
Yeah, Don got it,
That's
idiot.
Dame Edna. No, that's Jay Leno.
That is correct.
Yeah, you can't get that wrong.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Speaking of Epstein,
Oh my
Oh,
god.
this is. Oh, God. That's somebody else's chin, though. That's not his chin.
Jocko.
Glenn Danzig.
That's Ken's chin, like as in Ken and Barbie.
Yeah.
it's everyone's favorite Michael Jackson.
Jocko.
Kevin
So-
Bacon.
No, it's not Kevin Bacon.
Oh, older man.
Another
Oh.
Batman.
It's Batman.
Yeah.
Michael
Batman.
Michael
Keaton.
Keaton.
It's Michael
Keaton,
Keaton.
yes. Keaton.
Which and Michael Keaton is one of the inspirations behind this idea because, like, about 15 years ago, or whatever, I was watching the movie Jackie Brown. You know, the Tarantino movie Jackie Brown with Pam Grier. Or
Pam
whatever.
Grier.
So he's in this movie, and he's plays a young cop guy. And the whole time I was like, who is that actor? Like, you know, when you just can't place like who someone is. And then during the film, like I rubbed my eye like this and like covered up the top half of his face with my hand. I was like, no way, it's Batman. What about this one? This is a beautiful chin to behold. Look at that rubbery.
Jabba the Hutt.
I know who it is. What's his name now?
Lips, jeez.
The American politician, isn't it?
Mitch McConnell, my wife texted me.
It is.
Wow, his philtrum is massive.
Cocaine Mitch. Oh man.
He looks like his skin coming off, like in Men in Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's Orville Redenbacher. He let himself go.
Closely related to George Lucas as well. I don't know if you know.
Oh, not the big neck again.
This is, you know who this is?
From Red Dwarf.
Yeah, it's from Red Dwarf, which was all a setup just to show that one chin joke in it and to tell people watch Red Dwarf. Done if you've got BritBox.
It's great.
Like one of my top picks for you if you haven't seen it. Red Dwarf.
So much fun.
Okay.
Hilarious.
It looks funny.
It's extremely good.
That was fun.
That's Chin Peaks with Don Chin.
Oh
Just
my
peeking
god.
at some chins.
I enjoyed that.
I'll give you a round of applause. But not too long. Right, so I believe it's time for people's. Oh my god. I'll find it. Bear with me. Did you want to go to Chubb's drawing first? Because Chubb's sitting there like he's done.
Smooth.
I am. There we go. Obviously, I had to draw a hamster.
Oh my gosh, Chubb.
Brilliant.
That is awesome.
Is
I
it
love
Clint
that.
or is it Bruce?
That's Clint.
Is it Clint?
That's Clint. Oh, I love that.
Cool. Thank you.
Please post that on Twitter and I'll share it.
On every show, Chubb does a drawing on whatever the subject is. So he's a very talented little boy. He's taller than me.
Thank you, Chubb.
Should see him when he eats a banana.
Tell your wife hello too. She has been on my Twitter feed, and I think we're following each other now. And she seems like a very sweet lady.
Yeah, she's befriended everybody. She's far more popular than I am. I mean, I like them all. I'm like a pork chop at a bar mitzvah right now. You know, everybody likes
How long are you going to keep Chubb on full screen for? Like,
sorry about that.
Until we see him start perspiring, out of his hoodie.
Have you ever noticed when you go on full screen, you can feel the pressure on you more. I don't know why. It's like the spotlight shines upon thee, and it really gets to you. I'm just going to quickly throw it to the chat because Michael McCartney's put and boo for that joke. I'm assuming it was one of my jokes. Jabba says this is the worst part. I'm guessing that's about people.
Yeah.
I hate the Pete part of the show. And
yeah, me
says,
too.
this is the part I mute. That he may just be talking about anything by speaking, but
like a conspiracy, Pete.
Yeah, well, I'd do the same if I could.
So it's time for. I'll start again, and we've got. If he's ready to roll, I believe he is. Oh, he is. So now we have Peepod's presentation. I'll make it sound so boring. Let's go.
So we got Don Chin for our great guest for today. Welcome, Don. Let me get onto this. Okay. Right then. Don Chin, there he is. The man of the match. So dancing in the moonlight, dancing in the moonlight. No. So we got, also we got Don King Ching.
Oh my god.
Also, Don King Donil. I got a bit messed up when I got to this. And Don King Donuts. I'm not going to apologize. So, okay, so we move on to the next, the real Don.
That's the
Yeah, we talk about real Dons and the Don's chin there, which also, curious, does look like Donatello, right? So we did a quick flip of Don's chin here. It sort of looks like Chubb. It does. And I don't know why Jan's laughing. Look at Jan, looks like a monkey. Well, Mark's looks like sadness and despair. Look at that.
Oh, looks like Mo from the Three Stooges a little bit.
It does.
So yeah, back to the Donatello chin. So yeah, Donatello, got that one again, and Donatello. That's
Oh, God.
That was a bit of a stretch, but yeah. So here we are, face to face, mano a mano with Don Chin. So I've been doing a bit of research, Don. So I figured when we put your like letters of your name into these numbers like this, strange. Like okay, first we got Don here, number 33, then 34, and you notice 6 letters, 3 groups, 666. And there's this also a weird pattern. They come in like right next to each other, there, and there. Here, there's a gap of 2, then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and next one is 21, which is you. 2 plus 1 equals 3, 33, 30-degree Masons. So anyway, we leads us to Waco, and there's no need to go through all this, to be honest. You probably heard all this before, but yeah, I guess on to all leads back to DC, like TC, the Top Cat.
Yes, I
is
love
in the
Top
White
Cat.
House. Yeah, Top Cat in DC. TC, Donkin, Don Chin, and yeah, basically that's pretty much it. But it did get me. But you, it's like Don Chin. You know, you could do the song. Anyway, that's pretty much. That's the end of that. Just wrap it up pretty quick.
I commend you. I actually, Top Cat was one of the funny animal comics I used to read as a kid. So
Awesome.
it's come full circle.
That's
And I don't think I'm the Antichrist.
Well, we'll debate this another time. There's a time and place.
Wow. All I can say is wow to that.
I feel honored.
Short.
This has been
Very short.
a fun show. Yes.
I hope that clears things up.
I don't know what that's that's done.
We all know Dunchin a little bit better now after that.
Yeah. That Don Chin is actually a member of Top Cat. Is
It's all adding up.
Wooly,
Yeah. What?
are you ready to roll?
I don't know. I've written 18 pages of stuff here, so we'll just see what happens. Yeah, let's go for it.
Wooly is now going to do my part because I've had to badly handle this show as bad as I have done. Do you want full screen?
No,
It's not like
it's going to be cruel no matter what. Right,
Okay.
here we go. Stencil artist Jan. Right.
Put him on full screen.
I'll put you on full screen for Don. This is the found poem from the show where we take bits out from what everybody said.
That's the season 1 intro. The great Don Chin. Chin beard. Very cool. I'm just going to bring it into the thing. You should get it up fairly soon. That's what they told his 17 grandchildren. 17-minute walk. Expanding. PVC. You have to wet it. No damage to the box at all. Late. Bong. Hello, darlings. It's like Snowpiercer. Broke Quack Mountain. Gay cowboy ducks.
Okay.
Cease and desist. Under the ocean, hundreds of people dying in the process. The circle of life. Shall I have a look at your box, Wally? Dynamite sound like real bastards. Banana Man, Shetland, laying waste to the Marvel DC universe. Boris the Bear, Jeffrey Epstein. Swiftly moving on. I'm not wearing any pants. That's what she said. It could be Superman. Pam Grier. Not the big neck again. That's Chin Peaks. Don Chin. Pork chop.
Pork chop.
At a bar mitzvah. Jan looks like a monkey. Good night.